This is the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, and this is Samsung's annual release in its foldables lineup. This year's Galaxy Z Flip brings some improvements. Will these upgrades be enough to convince people to switch to a foldable phone? We are specifically looking at battery life, which was a disappointment in previous models, and camera quality. Keep watching to see our results, and let's get started. The Galaxy Z Flip 6 is quite similar to last year's Galaxy Z Flip 5. However, this year's model is quite angular and square. It's a little shorter and wider, making the outer screen more practical and useful this time. The Z Flip 6 hinge is robust, but it takes some effort to open this phone. It closes completely flat, with no gap except for small space near the hinge. This can trap dust and you may have to clean it quite often. Plastic frame around the screen shows some wear marks after extended use, but this is less noticeable than on some rivals. The phone now features an IP48 dust and water resistance, which means particles bigger than 1 mm will be blocked. The 6.7-inch internal OLED screen has 120Hz peak refresh rate. Its brightness has been increased to 2600 nits, which means vivid colors and great sunlight legibility. Unlike on some other foldables, the pre-installed screen protector doesn't diminish the panel's quality. Content remains clearly visible in sunlight. The rear has a new matte finish that prevents fingerprint marks, though the cover still shows a lot of smudges and needs to be wiped quite often. The front cameras now have colored rings to match your device's color scheme. However, they are prone to scratches and dust and dirt. The mint-colored unit that I have for review was a refreshing change in a sea of black and blue phones. The Galaxy Z Flip 6 can't be opened with one hand, unlike classic flip phones, and you can't casually flick it open. This can be frustrating when quickly trying to capture photos or check something in the app. The bigger cover display compensates somewhat. It has been integrated cleverly, letting you handle quick tasks like checking messages and notifications, as well as controlling music and using widgets for information updates. Last year's Galaxy Z Flip 5 was a disappointment in terms of battery. However, this year's Galaxy Z Flip 6 shows real improvement in this area. Samsung has played it safe with the Galaxy Z Flip 6 charging speeds, sticking to common standards. It's probably the best we can hope for considering the device's tiny body. In my typical usage, which came to around 2.5 hours of screen on time for the primary screen, I had 40% of the battery's charge remaining by bedtime. That's not heavy usage, but it shows that the phone can be reliable. When I included watching OTT content, which pushed the screen on time to 4.5 hours, I had 10 to 15% battery left at night. As usual, Samsung doesn't include a charger in the box. Using my own 25-watt Samsung charger, I got 0 to 100% charge in around 1 hour and 30 minutes. This is similar to last year's Galaxy Z Flip 5. As you can see, the Galaxy Z Flip 6 has a dual camera setup at the back, which means buyers will miss out on the dedicated zoom camera that the lower priced Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus have to offer. The phone comes with a 50 megapixel main camera and 12 megapixel ultra-wide one, which matches the specs of some high-end Android devices. The main camera delivers great photos even in low light conditions compared to earlier flip models. The phone also handles 4K 60 video recording very well, the standard for high-end smartphones. One clever feature is using the cover display to preview shots, which works wonderfully for capturing engaged subjects, for example, young children and animals. The Galaxy Z Flip features a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset for Galaxy, which is a major upgrade from last year's Galaxy Z Flip 5. The phone gets 12 GB of RAM, which is ample for easy multitasking and smooth performance. The Z Flip 6 runs Android 14 with Samsung's One UI 6.1.1, offering a refined and feature-rich interface. The addition of Galaxy AI is very useful and helps streamline communication and collaboration. The Galaxy Z Flip 6 addresses two key shortcomings of previous gen flip phones: camera and battery performance, bringing it to par with other flagship phones. Having said that, dusty environments still pose a risk to the fragile screen of the Flip 6. Also, unfolding the device with one hand still isn't convenient. Do you think the Galaxy Z Flip 6 can win you over? Let us know in the comments below.